Hi, welcome back. Welcome back to day 20 of gratitude journaling. Well, I fell off the wagon, so to speak. So today was good, and then somewhere along the way, I let my gratitude go. I have to tell you, I really almost fell off the wagon. I mean, I caught myself, but it was definitely an effort. It was not, it, my day started out great. Remember I told you guys I had a business meeting? Well, that sort of had a mind of its own. The little business meeting sort of had a mind of its own. Good, but at the same time, incredibly stressful. And so in the middle of my business meeting, I sort of forgot that I was in gratitude. I was good until I got there, and then it was like, I don't know, I can't even tell you. It got really stressful. And I was like, oh no. I was like, am I even going to make it through this business meeting? Am I going to even get through it with and be able to stay in a space of gratitude? And somewhere in the midst of, I started to, have my own anxiety moment and everything going on. And then somewhere in the middle of it, I remembered, stay in gratitude, stay in gratitude, stay in gratitude. So I just focused back into my heart and started breathing in and saying, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. And in the end, it ended up being just fine. But it was, I have to say, for like a minute there, it was like a little bit, it was sort of, it was a little hairy there. It just reminded me that, sometimes even the best laid plans, you find yourself faced with whatever it is you're going through, just coming out. And that's exactly what happened to me. Remember I told you a couple days ago that I had the epiphany that for myself that some people just don't want to stay in gratitude. My whole business meeting was a little bit like that. It was with some people that just didn't want to listen to each other, and it was, we had agreed upon a bunch of stuff before the meeting started, and then it was as if we got into this meeting and none of those, as if we never had that pre-meeting. And I don't know. I just stayed in my gratitude. I did fall off the wagon for a little bit in there and fall into my, like, what in the world's going on kind of feeling. Then I thought, you know what? I'm not letting this gratitude go by the wayside. I'm gonna focus on my gratitude. I'm gonna focus on it. I did, and it ended up paying off. I found this really cool, while I was waiting for my meeting, I was looking through their magazines. I can't even tell you what it was, but I took it. I asked. I didn't just take it without asking, but I took it. And so I'm going to turn on my heat gun for a second so that I can dry this. These are just metallic watercolors. I'm going to turn on my crazy heat gun so that so the glue sticks to the page. So, gratitude. I felt so zen before I left home and then got into my business meeting. It was good when I got there, and then when all the nonsense started happening, I started retreating into my old patterns of worry and my old patterns of, thinking, instead of just relying on the gratitude, I started focusing on the pattern of like the what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? And that never works. So it took me a minute, but I got back into it. So, for me, I'm realizing more and more and more that the more I stay in my own zen and my own gratitude, um, the better off it is. Not just for me, but for everyone around me. And that's what happened when I decided I was staying in gratitude. I mean, there was a minute there where I thought, oh man, this is like a disaster. And then I decided, I said, nope, I'm going to stay in my gratitude. And I did. And suddenly they all got nice to each other again. Suddenly everyone's memory, suddenly they remembered what they'd promised. And I just sat there saying to myself, I am so grateful. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. So what was funny about it was when I was waiting for the meeting, and I was looking through the magazines. And I saw this. This is a cup full of marbles. And I thought, so many times it's kind of how I feel like in my life. Like I have all these marbles, right? Like you're juggling all these things. But in this little cup, they're in a bag. So it's kind of like the gratitude was holding all the marbles in the bag. I do have a tag I could work on too. But I may work on it later on. I may just journal on this. I have some paper here. Let me see. So that was me. That was me falling off the wagon of gratitude today. Oh, I'm grateful that I didn't totally fall off of it. It was only minorly. But I can see that, if I let myself, I could fall off any time. But I'm allowing myself to just be in that zen instead of like, and I worked on it. I did not let myself fall off the gratitude wagon. I stayed with it. Even though I really wanted to get in there and complain. I really wanted to get in there and bitch. I wanted to bitch and complain and criticize. And I thought, oh, that is not going to work. And it took me out of my bliss. That was the other thing is like, the part of me that wanted to jump on the bandwagon of complaining or whatever was going on or arguing, it took me out of my bliss. And, when I stopped, I caught myself. I was like, this does not feel good. I let them have the argument and I sat back and I just kept saying to myself, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. I found anything. And at that moment, I was like, I'm grateful to be sitting in this comfortable chair. I am grateful that I am conscious enough not to want to dive into this uncomfortable situation. And I was just doing my gratitude practice that way. And in the end, it paid off. But I have to tell you, it was a little bit touch and go there for a minute. Falling off the wagon of gratitude. So I was grateful today to be aware enough to know that it would not be in my best interest if I chose to fall off the wagon of gratitude. That I've come so far, so fast as far as being conscious of my own state and space and how I'm feeling and that sort of thing. I don't want to lose it. I'm enjoying it too much. I'm enjoying the gratitude too much. I'm enjoying the opportunity to stay in it. I like the bliss. I mean, if I have to make a choice between the bliss and the other, I'm choosing the bliss. I'm choosing the bliss. Okay, I think I'm going to cover this. I think I'm going to cover I adjusted it. I don't have any paint here, so I think I'm going to cover it in a security envelope. I'm going to cover it in a security envelope. And so I don't even need the paint. It was definitely a trial and error. I mean, in the end, it ended up being fine, but I have to tell you, I've been so good in staying in my bliss that when I wasn't there, I got a stomach ache. I actually had a physical reaction to not staying in gratitude. It was kind of surprised. I was like, wow. Expect it. So I'm going to keep my marbles in my basket of gratitude, in my web of gratitude there. And I'm so grateful that that I caught myself, because it could have been disastrous for me. In the end, it ended up being fine. I mean, I don't really know what the other people how they ended up feeling. And you know what? I didn't even ask, because honestly, I didn't care. Honestly, I was just proud of myself that I stayed in my gratitude, and I didn't even get into the knot. Right. I think I'm going to journal on that, but I may also journal on the back of this card later. Maybe I'll journal on it. I don't know. We'll see. So let me see which tip of the pen this one is. Okay. I'm going to say staying and following. Making a choice. It was a really a conscious choice for me to stay in my bliss. It really was. Okay. I had a moment today, and I can see how my past choices to choose conflict, to choose to be right, instead of choosing my bliss, has made me unhappy. I am so proud of myself that I saw the chance to choose bliss, and I called on it from my inner knowing. Today I won. I really do feel like today I won. Thank you for being here with me, for being on this journey. Thank you for sticking with me as I navigate new waters of choosing happiness and wholeness. I appreciate it more than you know. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. And as always, from my heart to your heart, I'm sending you so much aloha. Take care.